Say your name out loud. Right now. Did you do it? Good. You just did something no animal on Earth can do. And here's the part that'll mess with you. For almost all of human history, that sound would have meant nothing. For over 300,000 years, not one human alive could speak a single word. No names, no run, no stay back, no I love you. Just people standing in a silent world, desperate to be understood, with almost no way to do it. So, what did they sound like? We should have no way of knowing. A voice disappears the second you make it. The first word ever spoken was gone before it was even finished. But your body kept the receipts. Follow them, and you can hear the dead start to speak. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll never hear your own voice the same way again. Okay, put your hand to your throat. Swallow. Do you feel that move? That is your voice box. And yours sits strangely low, lower than any animal alive. And that is your superpower. It's the whole reason you can talk. But it nearly cost your species everything, because that same voice box is why humans are the only animal on Earth that can choke to death on their own food. Not get sick, but die. And every year, it still kills people today. So, nature made a bet. Talking or safety. It couldn't have both. And it chose talking. And that's how badly we needed this. And it happened way earlier than anyone could have thought. In one cave, they dug up a Neanderthal. Yeah, picture that dumb caveman from every cartoon. Deep in his throat was one tiny bone. And that bone, your whole voice hangs on. It was almost identical to yours today. Which means the brute in that cartoon could probably talk. So, the mouth was ready. The real mystery is what came out of it. And the very first sound, you still make it today. The oldest sound, a laugh. Nobody taught you how. Babies, who were born blind and deaf, who have never seen or heard a laugh in their life, they still do it. If you tickle a chimpanzee, it makes the same sound, and that same reflex is millions of years old. So, the first thing ancient humans sounded like? They sounded like you, cracking up at something. Same with a scream, a cry, a gasp. Not words, but older than words. For hundreds of thousands of years, that was basically all we had. But a scream has a ceiling. A scream can shout danger, but it can't say, a lion by the water is going for your kid, go left. So, before humans found words, they used something else, their hands. If you watch anyone on a phone call today, you probably see them waving their arms at a person who literally can't see them. And you do it too. We all do it. And we can't stop. Because we were talking with our hands long before we talked with our mouths. It was ingrained in us. The first sentences weren't spoken. They were acted out. Just imagine a hunter drops low, sweeps his arm across the hills, and points. One low grunt. And the whole group knows exactly what he's saying. That's not language, but it's the doorway. So how did we walk through it? How does a random noise suddenly mean something? The answer's been sitting in a baby's mouth this whole time. Pick any country, any language, on any corner of the planet, and listen to a baby's first word. It's almost always the same. Mama, papa, dada. Languages that split apart 50,000 years ago and never touched again, landed on the same word for mom. That's not luck. And here is the secret. When a baby first tries to make a sound, all it can do is open its mouth and close it. Mama, baba, the easiest sound a human mouth can make. And who is always right there when it happens? Your mom. So across the whole planet, that lazy little baby sound got glued to the most important person alive. And think about what that means. Your first words weren't genius. They were the easiest sounds, stuck onto things that mattered the most. Mom, food, danger. No. And the moment a sound could stand for a thing, the world cracked wide open. Now you could warn about a lion nobody could see. You could talk about yesterday. You could say the name of someone who died. One tiny noise broke open an entire world of language. Now, I want you to make a sound. Make the sound. You know, the annoyed one. Or the clop of a horse's hoof. To you, that's nothing. Just a noise. But right now, in Africa, there are people who use those clicks as real letters, whole words built out of them. And some of them carry the oldest human bloodlines in the world, which is why a few scientists whisper a wild idea, that those clicks might be ancient, a living echo of how the first ancient humans sounded. Can we prove it? No. Sound doesn't survive, remember? But sit with it for 1 second. The oldest sound in human history might not have been a word at all. It might be a click. One your own mouth just made. Now, here's the thing nobody expects. Humans might have sung before they could even speak. Listen to how anyone talks to a baby or a cute puppy. Your voice will float up. It goes soft, almost like a song. Nobody teaches that, but everyone does it. It might be a ghost, a leftover from when we spoke in melody, before we even had any words. And we can prove humans made music so long ago. In a German cave, they found a flute carved from the wing bone of a bird, finger holes drilled right down the side, and it was 40,000 years old. Take a second. 40,000 years ago, a human picked up a bird bone, spaced the holes to hit real notes, and played a song. Not to eat, not to fight. You can't stab a lion with a melody. They did it because it was beautiful. So take that grunting cartoon caveman with the club and delete him. The real ones hummed to their babies, kept a beat, made music in the dark, and said each other's names. So, what did ancient humans actually sound like? Not monsters, not animals. Picture it. One night, 50,000 years ago, a fire. People pressed in close around it. A mother's voice going soft and sing-a-songy over her baby, the exact way you would. And someone laughing your laugh. A little tune drifting off. A bird bone flute. Names spoken into the dark. Maybe the first story ever told. And you will never hear that fire. That's the part that aches. Everything else made it out. The bones, the tools, the paintings on the wall. But not the voices. They lifted into the air the second they were spoken, and carried away the first joke. The first, I love you. The first lullaby. And never gave them back. But here's what gets me. That voice never stopped. That soft sound your mom made over your crib is a copy of the sound they made over a crib 50,000 years ago. Your laugh is older than every language on this planet. And your name, the word you said at the very start of this video, is the last link in the chain of human voices stretching all the way back to the first mouth that ever made a brand new sound and got someone else to understand it. They spoke into the dark, and it vanished. But somehow, after all of it, you and I are still talking. If this changed the way your own voice sounds in your head, subscribe to the Human Archive and tell me down below, what's the one ancient sound you'd give anything to actually hear? I read every single comment.